You cannot put your hands on a border patrol agent.
There was a gun.
It's 100% assault. You cannot put your hands on a federal law enforcement officer when they're in the middle of an enforcement operation. He was dealing with another suspect, and he put his hands on him. That's assault all day.
If you're going just by like straight letter of the law, though, anytime you like even touch someone, it could be considered a battery, right?
Don't touch federal agents when they're doing their jobs.
I said
Myron Gaines just totally shut down this progressive pushing the woke narrative against ICE in this heated debate, as Myron Gaines, using reality and facts, smashes the lies about Alex Preddy and what actually happened in Minneapolis that this progressive wants to believe, as these woke college students continue to live in absolute delusion. Let's get in.
With a bunch of white people around. What's up?
Hey, Myron Gaines. Low-key, I'm like a really big fan of yours. And I just want to ask, dude, when Nick Fuentes fucked you in the ass, did he allow you to come?
Of course, this guy would come up and say something like that. Do you have a real, like, point of contention or something? Or?
There's really, like, no point in actually debating you because you just say nuh-uh and, like, rage bait people. You're a completely unserious individual. You're, like, 80, dude, and you come to college campuses and insult women like a tenth of your age, dude. Like, come on, really. What are your children going to say? Oh, my daddy is an architect. Oh, my daddy is an electrician. And then your children are going to be like, my daddy harasses women for a living.
I'm getting insulted by a part-time Hot Topic employee. This is crazy. This is crazy, bro. Anything else?
Nah, that was it. I'm not here to actually debate you.
Fair enough.
Love you, Myron. Pookie, yeah. I'll remember you.
Progressives are insane, dude.
Hey, Myron, I was wondering what you think of the Alex Preddy shooting.
Well, I mean, look, it's never good when someone loses their life, but I think people need to be a bit more responsible, understand that, like, you know, getting into situations with law enforcement and putting yourself in bad scenarios can lead to really, can lead to violence.
Yeah, putting yourself in a scenario like that could put you in more violence, but don't you think that the cops should have been more responsible before executing someone when it's your Second Amendment right to concealed carry?
Yeah, you can absolutely conceal carry, but you can't conceal carry while committing a felony.
Yeah, do you think a court would find that as a felony?
Yeah, he literally, he assaulted.
If someone puts their hand on someone's like shoulder to ask them a question, it's like assault?
Well,
because in the context of that situation, I don't even know that a court would, if it's a jury trial, would find that was assault.
Well, actually, he was, because what was happening was the Border Patrol agent was dealing with...
He was what?
Can I finish what I was going to say?
That wasn't a response. He was what? Are you saying
well, I was
going
to finish, but you just interrupted. Okay. So basically, a Border Patrol agent was dealing with a woman. He pushed her. Then Alex Preddy interjected himself in the middle of that confrontation, put his hand on the Border Patrol agent. The Border Patrol agent grabbed him, tried to pepper spray him. He resisted, and that's when the
When did he resist
began.
After he was pepper sprayed? He was already like on the ground. He got knocked down, and then past that point,
no, he pepper sprayed him first.
Yeah, he tried
to pepper spray him first.
Then he go to the ground, right? And then he's still getting hit by a gas canister.
Because he was resisting.
No, he wasn't. All four limbs
he wasn't
were on
resisting?
the ground. Moving around because you're getting hit isn't resisting.
He was resisting.
Is it resisting if I twitch when someone smacks me?
No, you're resisting when they try to grab your hand and you're fighting away from it, and they got to throw you to the ground to get you restrained.
If you don't know what's happening and there's people in all directions and they're giving unclear instructions?
He saw exactly what was happening because
he was pepper sprayed by your own admission just now. You just said that.
Hey,
right?
You do realize that Alex Preddy came to the Border Patrol agent while he was dealing with the woman, so he knew who he was. He was obviously clearly marked with a vest on.
Pre or post? Pre or post pepper spray? Because I'm talking about when he got hit on the ground with the canister.
Pre-pepper spray.
And you're saying he was resisting then when he was on the ground after he got pepper sprayed,
Okay,
right?
let's go by this play-by-play. Border Patrol agents are there doing an immigration enforcement operation in Minneapolis. The Border Patrol agent is dealing with a female agitator, someone, we don't know the exact facts there, but she was there impeding. As he's dealing with her, Alex Preddy comes up from his left, puts his hand on the Border Patrol agent now, and the woman's on the floor because he pushed her. Now that another person comes to him from his left, law enforcement is trained to, who is this guy? He's got to get this guy under some type of control. So he grabs him by the hand and tries to pepper spray him. When he pepper sprays him, that's when Alex Preddy starts resisting. And then other Border Patrol agents
You're
come
saying
into the fray.
resisting. How did he resist? Like pushing him? What's he doing?
He was trying to grab his hand And
So
probably
he's
I'm
grabbing
assuming
onto a hand while after he's been pepper sprayed, or
the Border Patrol agent tried to grab his wrist
and he pulls away.
to detain him or get him on the floor, and he was resisting. Yes.
After he's on the ground, he's already been pepper sprayed, though. That's why
He
I
was
said
still resisting.
pepper spray.
He was
That's
still
why
resisting.
I asked you before.
No, he was still resisting.
He's resisting by moving on the ground on all fours like this.
Yes, and trying to get back up. Yes.
When was he trying to get back up? We just see him scuffling around while 4 people are on top of him, and they're all giving imprecise instructions.
Yeah. See, like
Also,
the problem
yeah.
is that like you just don't want to deal with the objective facts that he closed the distance on
Also,
the Border
does
Patrol agent.
resisting mean you
If
can
you
just
close, if you
execute?
close the distance on the Border Patrol agent when they're lawfully dealing with another person, they're
Yeah.
going to probably grab you and try to detain you and put you
At
on the
what
floor because
point-
it's
okay.
officer safety. Then they found out that he had a gun on his person. Okay, and that's when he got shot.
Why does him having a gun on his person means it's okay for him to get shot?
It's not about it being okay to get shot. It's about he committed a crime while armed and impeding law enforcement officers
Okay,
from
and
their
was
duties.
it necessary for the officer to
The
shoot
conversation
him
that-
to
do you
stop
understand?
him committing a crime?
That ends it right there, dude. He resisted.
He committed a
law
crime, so that
enforcement.
means you get to shoot him. If someone resists,
He committed
you
a
get to
crime
shoot
while he
him.
was armed.
It doesn't matter if you're just armed. He's not brandishing or a threat to the officer. If you have a gun on your person and you're caught shoplifting, the cops don't shoot you in Walmart. They try and detain and arrest you.
So here's the beauty, right? This is why there's case law on this topic. So progressive morons like you don't fuck things up for everybody else.
I'm not a progressive.
You are a
retard.
progressive moron. Because here's the thing. When it comes to law enforcement being involved in shootings, and I was describing this earlier with the other guy, 2020 hindsight, okay, is not applicable. What's applicable is what was known to the law enforcement officer at the time the use of force was conducted. And at the time, they heard gun, gun, gun. He was armed, and a shot went off. Now, we know that this shot went off when they took the gun off his person because the 6 hour that he had was, notorious for going off when it's not supposed to. But what matters is, what did the Border Patrol agents think that shot him at the time? Was it reasonable? And in many jurisdictions, that's going to be looked at as reasonable. It's a lawful shoot, man. Now, you could talk about the morality and say this is fucked up and this is so evil, etc. But the reality is, he was impeding law enforcement. He committed a felony. He assaulted them at the time that happened, and he was armed. And he was doing this for weeks prior.
Let me know what you think, folks, but I'm 100% with Myron Gaines on this one. These progressives are just absolute idiots. I mean, the first guy is completely out of his mind, and this one just wants to keep moving the goalposts as to what happened to Alex Preddy in Minneapolis. Like, the guy inserted himself into a confrontation with an officer, which no one in their right mind, nobody would ever do. Nobody, because you already know the consequences, and then you want to put hands on a cop. Seriously. Like, you can't do that. Anyone with common sense, anyone with half a brain knows you don't just walk up and put hands on a cop. Like, he has a badge, he has got body armor, he's got a gun, and he has authority. Just mind your space, mind your business. This guy who was already kicked a taillight out of a cop car, before all this happened, damaging property. He was arrested for that and, go figure, immediately released. And then he's back out creating more havoc. So a leftist judge let this leftist Alex Preddy back out to create more havoc. And then Alex Preddy willingly inserted himself into an altercation. And all of these, I mean, this guy says he's not progressive, whatever. Either way, he's an idiot. But I'm going to call him a woke progressive anyway, because he seems to be behaving like one. But this idiot still just wants to keep moving the goalposts. Keep moving oh, well, he was on the ground. Oh, well, he was pepper sprayed. You shouldn't have gotten intertwined to begin with. That's the whole point. Mind your business. Get out of the way, because as soon as he did that, he was already committing a crime. You can't do that. These progressives want to pretend reality works the way they want it to work instead of the way it actually works. And then they just keep trying to pull mental gymnastics, like trying to outsmart this. No, dude, it's not working. You're literally children in adult bodies. But hit that like button and notification bell if you're enjoying the video, and let's get back in.
We don't even know if he would find that that's assault in any sense. Even if it was, you're just
It
saying
is.
you're
You
just
cannot
saying
put your hands
he
on a
saw
Border Patrol
that
agent.
there was a gun.
It was.
or
It's
heard there was
100%
a gun
assault.
call.
You cannot put your hands on a federal law enforcement officer when they're in the middle of an enforcement operation. He was dealing with another suspect, and he put his hands on him. That's
If
assault
you're
all
going
day.
just
You
by
lose on
like
that.
straight letter of the law, though, anytime you like even touch someone, it could be considered a battery, right?
Don't touch federal agents when they're doing their jobs.
I said anyone, not federal agent.
Well,
right?
that's very important because that's pertinent to the facts. With the
Okay, but I'm
the
asking
fact
you
pattern here.
generally, as a matter of law, it would be battery if I just touch any person, like if I tap you on the shoulder, right? If you want to
Every
take it that
state is
literally,
different,
right?
but we're not here to discuss that. I'm here to tell you you cannot touch it.
So you can't discuss the law that we're here to talk about now.
We're talking about a specific instance about Alex
Yeah,
Preddy
and I'm talking
and Border
about
Patrol
the law
agents. You're moving the
pertaining to
goalpost.
this instance regarding
You're moving the
assault
goalpost.
or battery.
You're moving the goalpost. We're talking about
No,
federal
we're talking
agents.
about what we started with, right?
See, yeah, say it next. Yeah, dude. We're talking about Alex Preddy, which means we're going to be talking about federal agents and
Really? I
assaulting
thought
federal
we were
agents.
talking about unicorns. Holy shit, dude.
Incredible. They just let anybody in here, huh? Fuck.
Yeah, it's a public space, not a fascist police state like you want. So
No,
yeah,
I meant as in like USC. Like they got to increase
yeah.
the standards,
I'm
bro.
not a member of USC, you fucking idiot.
You go to school here, right?
No.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Okay, all right.
No.
Now, you guys are redeemed a bit then, because this guy is incredibly retarded.
Yeah, you just
But,
you're so retarded. You have to make so many assumptions, and you're wrong about all of them. You can't even talk about.
I
Like,
cited law.
legality-
I gave you the fact
legality
pattern.
of
I told you
battery or
why he got
assault.
shot. I told you exactly what happened, play by play, and you're
And
still sitting
saying
here
it's legal
saying,
to
"Well,
shoot someone because they heard
still
gun and
assault?"
they didn't take the broad totality of circumstances in the situation, right? Because you're saying he heard a gun, therefore it's legal. But any case, they're going to look at the broad totality of circumstances.
Yes.
When 6 people are on the ground, you have a clear view that the gun is in another officer's hand, that he is not.
They didn't know that at the
brandishing
time.
firearm.
The officers that shot
they
didn't
did.
know
He was
that.
looking right
See,
at him.
see,
You
that's
can
why
go
you
to
don't see. That's
camera
the
and you can
problem.
look at
You
the
didn't even. The
exact
officers
angle,
that shot
and
didn't know
You
that.
can see him looking over the cop's body right there. You can see he doesn't have a gun.
The
He's in clear view the entire
agents
time.
that shot
He's never
did not
obscured.
see. The agents that shot did not see Preddy get disarmed. All they heard was a gunshot.
Yeah, they did. One literally
No, they
took
didn't.
the gun.
No, they didn't.
Yeah. And then the
No,
other
they
one
didn't, because
watched him take it.
even when paramedics got on the scene and were rendering aid, the agents that shot him said, "Hey, do we got the gun? Do we got the gun?" They still at that point didn't know.
But the paramedics didn't know that they had
No.
the gun, even though who didn't know?
The agents
The
that
other
fired,
officers.
the agents that fired, didn't know if he still had the gun on him because when
Yeah, but they shot just because they heard gun, right? They never said he was pointing a gun. He was trying to shoot him. They just said there was a gun so they could shoot him.
No, the agents that shot were not aware that he was disarmed when they shot. They just
Even
heard
if
a
he was
gunshot.
armed, he's not
Okay.
brandishing or using the weapon. What's it matter? You're just saying he has a gun, so that means we get to shoot him. Having a gun isn't illegal.
Holy crap. Okay, let's go through this. But maybe the rest of you guys.
Is
'cause this
having
guy
a
does
gun
not
illegal?
understand
Can a cop
pattern.
shoot you
Just
for
stop, just
shooting
stop,
a
just
gun?
stop, because you don't even understand the fact pattern. Again, Border Patrol's there doing an enforcement operation, immigration enforcement operation. One of the Border Patrol agents is dealing with a female suspect, pushes her to the floor. As she's hitting the ground, Alex Preddy comes up to the Border Patrol agent, puts his hands on him. That's assault right there and then, right? When he does that, the Border Patrol agent pepper sprays Alex Preddy. Then he tries to take him to the floor. Alex Preddy resists, other agents jump on, and they get him to the floor. As they're struggling with him, one of the agents, or a couple of the agents, say gun. When they do that, one of the Border Patrol agents was able to disarm Alex Preddy. But the person that disarmed him is not the agent that shot, because there were multiple of them and it's rapidly evolving facts at the same time. So what ends up happening is the agent that takes the gun away, the gun accidentally goes off. They think, oh, he has a gun and we heard a gunshot. So what do? They fire. Also, it's important because you don't know this fact either. While Alex Preddy was on the floor, he was shot from his left. The agent that was to his left, all he saw was him doing this because Alex Preddy is right-handed. This is the motion of, is this guy trying to grab for his gun, right? So as he's doing that, he can't see what's going on. That's another reason they fired. Again, it's not 20/20 hindsight. It's about what did the officer know at the time when he pulled the trigger? Was it reasonable? And it is reasonable. That's why they're not indicted. Okay? Now, and then on top of that, after Alex Preddy got shot, the agents that shot him didn't know that he was disarmed during all of that debacle. So as paramedics are coming on, they're like, hey, get the gun, get the gun. Do we have it? That's when they found out that he was disarmed from the beginning. So again, it's not 20/20 hindsight. And this is precisely why For everybody here listening, you should not resist federal agents or police and struggle with them, because you could put yourself in a very precarious situation. That's what happened. There's case law that protects this and supports it, like Tennessee versus Garner and Graham versus Connor. You could say what you want. You could make a morality argument. You could cry about it all day. But the reality is that it's a legally justified shooting based on the facts and circumstances known to the Border Patrol agents that pulled the trigger.
Okay, so if an officer just says gun and someone has a gun on their person, that means you could shoot. Did anyone interpret that he's drawing a gun, shooting people? You say they heard a gunshot. I haven't seen one piece of evidence that said a gun misfired.
Yes, the SIG went off when it wasn't supposed to. It was accidental shooting.
How do you
discharge.
know the SIG went off when it wasn't supposed to? Are you like relying on some sort of report? Is it in the video? What do you mean?
Because if law enforcement disarms someone, they're not trying to have the gun fire at the floor.
Okay, but he got shot. We know he was shot multiple times, right? I'm pretty sure he was shot twice. You said we heard 2 gunshots, right?
A couple of gunshots.
Did we? How many?
I don't know, like 2 or 3 agents fired.
So 2 or 3. We know he was shot multiple times, but you're just assuming that a SIG handgun went off. Why?
Because it did.
Okay, I don't know where else I could go with that. It did because it did?
All right,
You're
we'll
a
go to the
fucking
next person,
rocket
man.
scientist.
We'll go to the
dude.
next person.
It did because it did.
Yo, incredible.
If this guy is literally this stupid, then yes, he probably isn't going to college there because he might not actually be able to make it in. Like, holy God, how can you be this stupid? Like this is how wokeism has brain rotted these idiots to the point you just don't want to accept reality. You're butthurt about the situation, you feel the way you feel, and you're just going to lie to yourself about the facts of what actually is going on. No matter what. He says, he's trying to mock Myron Gaines. Oh, it just went off because it went off. Yes, it actually did. Because you can, it's in the video. It's, anyone paying attention to it. There's eyewitness accounts. Everyone, what are you talking about? The cops talk about it. Dude, these people refuse to accept anything that's happening. They hate ICE. They are full on woke. You heard the guy talk fascism. You know he's brainwashed. He thinks, Donald Trump is probably Hitler and whatever, and all this nonsense. These people are beyond the point of reasoning with. You saw the first guy. You heard this guy. These people are just, wow. Sometimes it literally just leaves you with no words. But thanks for watching. Let me know down in the comments what you thought about what Myron Gaines had to say, shutting down this woke idiot's absolute insane delusion in this debate. Thanks again, like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.